Hey yogis, welcome home to House of Flow. In this mini flow, we will be doing a lower body release. So, creating a little bit more space through our feet, our calves, our quads, our hips. You'll need two blocks as well as a blanket for practice today. And I'll see you on the mat. All right, everyone. So, we'll come to sit on our mats to begin. And we're just going to kind of zero in on the feet to start. When we want to release the lower body, let's come all the way down to our roots to the feet, right? So bring your right foot in front of you here, and then take your left hand to make a fist. We're going to take the knuckles of this left hand and just kind of rake the bottoms of your feet a few times. So get up close and personal with your own feet and just run your knuckles up and down the bottom of your right foot. If you get kind of deep enough, you might start to feel a little bit of like a pebbly sort of sensation in the feet. Just know that that's totally normal. And then from there, take your left hand, open it up, and you're going to hold your right foot like you would hold your other hand. So thread your fingers between your toes. It's not always easy, especially if you've never done this before. But we want to have a lot of access in our feet and in our toes. So once you kind of give yourself a little, I don't know what you would call this, start to roll the ankle around one direction, roll around in the opposite direction. Just kind of pull the foot forward and back a few times. Give it a little squeeze there. Roll the toes around a few times. Just creating a little bit of space, between your toes. And then let that go, and we're just going to switch. So now bring your left foot towards you, take your right hand into a fist, and just run the knuckles up and down the bottom of this left foot. Don't be afraid to give yourself as much pressure as you can kind of handle here, going all the way up and down. And then spread through your right fingers and interlace your fingers with your toes. And then from there, just kind of roll the ankle around, creating space between the toes. Go the other way. Okay. And then go ahead and let that go. From there, come forward onto your hands and your knees, but then grab your blanket. And we have done this before, maybe. Take the folded edge of your blanket and just roll it up into one little roll. And then sweep the blanket behind you, and we'll take this kind of mini roll way up to the creases of your knees. And if you're like me, my calves are always really tight. So you could bring some blocks back to just give yourself something to kind of hold on to. Ooh, and then lean your seat back onto your heels. Now, obviously, the more pressure you kind of send down, the more compression you're going to bring into your calf muscle, right? So a little more sensation is what you're going to get. But if it's like way too intense, what you can do is use the blocks and just lift up a little bit, relieve a little bit of that pressure, and then you can kind of come back down and just see. So not only are we getting into the top of the calf muscles here, we're also getting behind the back of your upper leg, so the back of or into your hamstrings a bit. Can rock side to side. Okay. And then just, give it a little test, see if maybe you can heavy down a bit more. And then take this roll and bring it back about half an inch maybe or less. Ooh, so that now you're really in like the middle, the belly of the calf. It might be more intense. It might be less intense. We're all going to be, a little bit different for this sort of calf smash situation. And if you rock side to side, you might, access a little bit more of like the inner part of the calf or the outer part. Or maybe you just find stillness, close your eyes, and just kind of tap back into that internal, strength, the ability to sit in discomfort. See if you can heavy the seat down a bit more. All right. Shift forward. We'll do two more rolls. So this one, roll it back just enough so now you're really at kind of like the bottom of the calf. Ooh, let the seat get heavy. Can add that gentle sway of the hips from side to side. Maybe eventually finding stillness and just kind of going inside. You might tap into the breath here to help you soften into it. All right, let's do our last roll back. So roll it back so the blanket is really kind of right um, above your heels. Ooh, on the Achilles area. Little rock here, side to side if you'd like. Maybe eventually settling into stillness. See if you can find an upright position of the upper body. All right. That is it. We're actually going to keep the blanket rolled for now and just bring it off to the side. Tuck all 10 toes under, feet together, heels together. Sit back on your feet here, your heels. And then come up on it and take all 10 toes under. So even the little pinky toe, guys, hands underneath your butt. Pull your butt back so that you can sit up a little bit taller. And then let's multitask and bring the arms to catch opposite elbows. As you inhale, pull your elbows up. And exhale, lower the elbows down. Again, inhale, lift the elbows up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Switch which form is on top. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Bring your fingertips down in front of your knees. Point your toes and then sit back on the heels. Now lean a bit to your left and lift your right knee off of the mat. Lower, switch. So lean over to your right. Lift your left knee off the mat. Lower again, switch over to the right. Switch over to the left. Switch over to the right. Switch over to the left. Pause in the middle. You can use your blocks or fingertips to mat. Lean back, lift both knees up, and then lower. Lean back, lift both knees up, and then lower. Make a few circles with your knees, one direction, and then go in the opposite direction. Lower your knees back down, blocks away. Come forward to hands and knees, tabletop position. Step your right foot back, toes tucked under, pulse the heel back a few times. Give a few circles through that right heel. Lower the right knee down, step your left foot back, toes tucked, pulse it back a few times. Circle through that heel. Lower your left knee down, inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, round your spine. Inhale, find a back bend. And exhale, round, puff up the back. Inhale, open it up. Exhale to round. Come back into a neutral spine. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. And then just start to pedal out your feet, bend one knee and the other. Can sway your hips from side to side. Shake out the head, yes. Shake it, no. And then pull forward into your plank pose. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Point your toes, and as you inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Exhale, slide your forearms forward into Sphinx pose. Bring your left forearm across the top of the mat. Bend your right knee and reach your right hand back to catch the top of the right foot. Find a quad stretch. So pull your right heel towards your outer right hip and just kind of rock from side to side, trying to smush the front of your right pelvis down onto the mat and bring the heel in a little bit closer. Carefully release and switch. Bring your right forearm across the top of the mat. Bend your left knee, reach back, catch the foot. Pull the heel towards your outer left butt. You can take that little bit of a rock here from side to side, bringing the front of your left pelvis down towards the mat a bit more. Start to release the foot back. Lower the chest, hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Bring your seat back towards your heels so it's almost like a child's pose. Pause there. Take a full breath in. You can sway your hips side to side. Full breath out. And then walk the hands all the way back. Press into your palms and then lower your heels down towards the mat and send the knees forward towards the floor. So again, push back to lower your heels down towards the floor. Make sure your feet are even. And then knees come forward. So just kind of rocking forward and back. And eventually, lower your heels down, lift your hips all the way up. So feet hips width distance apart or a little wider. Bend your knees, drop your head, catch your elbows for a ragdoll hang. Add a little bit of a sway here, side to side. Can sway forwards and back. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. But really prioritize this hang to be about the legs. So think about your feet pressing down, your sit bones lifting up away from the heels. So if you kind of bring your brain into the backs of your knees, one part of your knee is pressing down through the heels, the other part of the knee is going up through your sit bones. Let your jaw completely soften. You can switch which forearm is on top. Add another little sway or perhaps a little bit of a bounce. And then release your elbows. Heel till your feet as wide as the mat. Turn out your toes. Bend your knees and lower your hips down into a squat. As you lower your hips towards the mat, bring your left shoulder inside of your left knee. Take your right hand to your right knee. Press it away from you. Kind of wiggle your right thigh from side to side. And then switch. Lean your right shoulder to your right knee. Left hand to left knee. Press it away from you. Wiggle it a bit from side to side. And then come back to center, hands to prayer at your heart. Take a deep breath in, open across your chest. Exhale, hands come down, lift your hips, turn your heels out off the mat so you're in a wide-legged fold. Drop your head here, and then start to bend your right knee, bend your left knee, sway the torso from side to side. Let your jaw fully relax. Allow this movement to come from the control of the feet pressing into the earth. Good. And then start to bring your feet back into hips width distance apart. Walk your hands out in front of you into a plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Inhale, sweep your right leg back and up. And as you exhale, open up the hips, bend the knee. Draw a circle with the knee in one direction. Circle the knee in the opposite direction. Straighten the leg, level off the hips, and step the foot inside of your right thumb. Lower your left knee down, untuck your back toes, and go ahead and fit your right knee into your right armpit. Crawl your fingertips out towards the top two corners of your mat. Reach your heart forward, full breath in. Exhale, draw your hips back. So inhale, bend the right knee into the armpit, lift your chest. Exhale, hips pull back. And then again, inhale, shift forward, and exhale, shift back. Now, same thing, but we're going to add more of a circle. So hips forward and over to the right, pull the seat back and over to the left. And then see if you can kind of work this right knee into the right armpit a little bit more. Okay. Heel toe your right foot over to the left side of the mat. Take this rolled up blanket and slip it underneath your pelvis for a half pigeon. Flex your right foot, level off your hips. You might add a block here for your chest or for your forehead. Lengthen your spine and then just simply come on forward. Can bring a block under your chest or make a pillow with your hands. So a few breaths here just to soften into the shape. Allow both thighs to be heavy. Soften your jaw completely. Three more big breaths. Last one here. And then look forward, sit up. Tuck your back toes under and step back to a downward facing dog. You can take the props off the mat. We'll come back to them. And then when you're ready, sweep your left leg back and up. Open up the hip, bend the knee, draw a big circle with the left knee, one direction. Circle the knee in the opposite direction. Straighten the leg, level off. Step the left foot inside of your left thumb, lower the back knee down. Fit the knee into the armpit, crawl your fingertips forward, reach your heart forward, inhale. And exhale, pull the hips back, keep the knee in the armpit. And then inhale, bend the knee forward. Exhale, pull the seat back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. And now bring the hips forward over to the left, sweep them back into the right. So make it a little more circular here. Floss out the hips a bit. Okay. You can go the other way too if you want. And then we'll eventually land in that half pigeon. So heel toe your left foot to the right side of the mat. Lower your left knee down. Square off. So wrap that right butt around and forward. And then start to make your way forward. One side might be a little tighter than the other. So just show yourself some grace. Feel free to add or subtract any props that you'd like. Put a little more emphasis on your exhalations here, drawing you deeper into the pose. One more big breath. And then come up to sit, block out of the way. We're going to sit down, take this rolled blanket out of the way and swing the right leg around and forward. Open the blanket up so it's in the rectangular shape and then just fold it once. Take this folded blanket behind you and come to sit up on it. Okay, let's take full ankle to knee. So first, start by pressing your feet or stepping your feet rather down onto the mat. Windshield wiper your knees a few times from side to side. They should be feeling a little more open at this moment. You should be feeling a little more connected through the feet, through the legs. And then as you sit up, let's bring the right foot on top of the left knee, your left ankle underneath your right knee. Pull your sit bones back. Now, if one blanket isn't enough, add another blanket. So don't be afraid to ever add some height underneath you. Just build a higher throne. Think of your feet being as two bookends. And then you're creating a real equilateral triangle here through the legs. From here, just start to circle your hips around. And for some of us, that's going to be really hard is to find, kind of movement in this shape because you'll maybe feel like a little congested or just almost immovable. So just try. And if circles don't happen, take a little cat cow. Okay. Option 1, just stay upright as you are. Option 2, lean your elbows, your forearms onto this top leg. Option 3 is to come further forward and fold. So lengthen your spine. Remember, we're not trying to push into the rounding of our back. Rather, we're reaching your heart forward. You might take a block or two underneath your forehead as the elbows come down. Take about 5 more breaths here. And if at any point you want to take it a little lower, then just lower the block underneath your forehead if you're kind of doing it that way. Good. Last couple breaths. Then go ahead and roll up through your spine to sit. Bring your hands behind you. Step your feet down. Once again, windshield wiper your knees side to side as you let that go. All right, last little thing here. Other side. So right shin underneath the left shin. So if you'll notice, I'm pulling my sit bones out as I'm rolling my thighs in, my inner thighs in. Sit bones wrap out. Sit up tall. You can take that little cat cow to start, or maybe add in a hip circle here. Just trying to get a little bit more like unstuck in this pose. All right. Maybe you find an upright position and you just stay. You might lower your elbows onto this top leg or come all the way forward, bringing your hands or elbows onto the floor. Again, you could stack 2 blocks on top or just kind of make the pose work for you to where you feel supported. Heavy your thighs. Try to keep lengthening the sides of the waist. 5 more breaths or so here. Tipping the pelvis forward. Last big breath. Roll up through your spine to sit. Hands behind you, step the feet down. And now send the legs out in front of you. And just shake out the legs every which way. Really let them go. All right. That is it for your lower body release. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you're feeling a little more mobile through that lower body. And I hope to see you back on the mat soon. Take care.